إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وخليله، بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح لهذه الأمة وكشف الغمة وتركها على المحجة البيضاء ليلها كنهارها لا يزيغ عنها إلا هالك. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله، وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار. أعاذنا الله تعالى وإياكم والمسلمين منها. يقول الله عز وجل في محكم التنزيل بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله ولتنظر نفس ما قدمت لغد واتقوا الله إن الله خبير بما تعملون. وليخشى الذين لو تركوا من خلفهم ذرية ضعافا خافوا عليهم فليتقوا الله وليقولوا قولا سديدا. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, in this life we all look for things to achieve and attain: money, health, and free time. One of our scholars mentioned that humans, when they are in the early ages of life, they get 2 out of 3. When they are in the middle age, they get 2 out of 3. And when they are in the last stage of their life, they also get 2 out of 3. And that's for most people. Some people are lucky and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless them, and I will give some examples of those people who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless them and they actually succeed in their trial, and some people they did not succeed. I'll give examples for both. So we start up as little kids, going to school, graduate with good health and plenty of free time, but there's no money to enjoy life. Then we start in the workforce, starting making money, and start to get busy with life. So there's no time for me to enjoy life. At the end of our lives, most of us, we will have good retirement and we will have plenty of free time, but our health starts to decline at a certain point or a certain age of time. SubhanAllah, and few people who has the 3 combined. And everybody of us, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, وَتُحِبُّونَ الْمَالَ حُبًّا جَمًّا. Every one of us loves money. And that's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَتُحِبُّونَ الْمَالَ حُبًّا جَمًّا. For the free time, the Prophet ﷺ mentioned a lot of ahadith, we will mention it here. And for the money, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned a lot of ayat in the Quran about how to deal with your money, how to spend it, how to gain your money in a halal way. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, a physically impaired person, if he has one wish, this one wish is to walk like a normal person. A normal person who walks will look at the people who are mobile and wish to have at least a bicycle, a motorcycle, or a car. People who have cars, and this is the nature of human beings, by the way. It's Muslims and non-Muslims alike. People who have small cars will look for bigger cars, for luxurious cars. People who have luxurious cars will look at the people who have jets and yachts. Say, why I'm not like them? So everybody is looking for the other person. Everybody in this dunya is looking for the person who is more successful in life, in the materialistic world. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned one or two of our components today. نعمتان مغبون فيهما كثير من الناس. First of all, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam called them blessings, bounties from Allah. نعمتان مغبون فيهما كثير من الناس. I looked the word مغبون, I couldn't find any equivalent to this word in English. But I will explain it. Maghboon means you have this blessing, you have this bounty, but after you lose it, you look back and say, oh, I did not do good of my money. I had a lot of money in my bank account, but I did not spend for the sake of Allah. This is ghubn. In the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called it the day of taghabun. Taghabun means the Muslim, the mu'mineen, will look at their deeds and say, oh, I wish I have done better than this. And the kafir will look at his deed and say, oh, I wish I've done something to make me pass to Al-Jannah. So, نعمتان مغبون فيهما كثير من الناس. نعمتان مغبون فيهما كثير من الناس. الصحة والفراغ. Your health and your free time. This is a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and a lot of people, they don't know the value of their health or the value of their free time. In your free time, dear brothers and sisters, you can memorize the Quran, you can read books. We are Ummat Iqra. The first ayah of the Quran is Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. When you look at the studies, the Muslim Ummah are the least among the nations who read. Although we are called Ummat Iqra. We are the least people who open the books and read. Because we don't utilize our free time in a good way. So نعمتان مغبون فيهما كثير من الناس الصحة والفراغ. If you are healthy, dear brothers and sisters, the thing that you can do now is make shukr to Allah. Be thankful to Allah. Say Alhamdulillah. If you see somebody who's sick or ill, say Alhamdulillah الذي عافانا مما ابتلى به كثير من خلقه. Alhamdulillah, we don't have this sickness. Alhamdulillah, I'm thankful to Allah that I don't have this disease or that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned money in the Quran in many ayats. He mentioned it as al-mal wal-banun zinatul hayat ad-dunya. Your money and your offsprings are the adornment of the worldly life. Al-malu wal-banuna zinatul hayat ad-dunya. In other ayah he said, وَاعْلَمُوا أَنَّمَا أَمْوَالُكُمْ وَأَوْلَادُكُمْ fitna. It's a trial. It's a trial from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to see if you succeed, if you do your thankful deed on what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed you with. مثل الذين ينفقون أموالهم في سبيل الله كمثل حبة أنبتت سبع سنابل. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with money, has blessed us with wealth. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking us to do our zakah or our sadaqah. In return, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the money, and in return, He's given us the reward for it. It's His money, as He mentioned in Surah An-Nur, وَآتُوهُمْ مِنْ مَالِ اللَّهِ الَّذِي آتَاكُمْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala clearly stated that this money is His. وَآتُوهُمْ مِنْ مَالِ اللَّهِ الَّذِي آتَاكُمْ. Give them from the money from Allah's money that Who gave to you. وَآتُوهُمْ مِنْ مَالِ اللَّهِ الَّذِي آتَاكُمْ. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَيَجَاهِدُونَ بِأَمْوَالِهِمْ وَأَنفُسِهِمْ. He said بِأَمْوَالِهِمْ first, because the money It's when you have money, you feel like maliya. In Arabic, it says maliya, it's mine. It's my things. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, يُجَاهِدُونَ بِأَمْوَالِهِمْ وَأَنفُسِهِمْ. He put أموالهم first before themselves. إِنَّ اللَّهَ اشْتَرَى مِنَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ أَنفُسَهُمْ وَأَمْوَالَهُم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you the money and He bought it back from you. That's a good deal. So you got it for free, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives it to you, the one hasana, multiply it, multifolds, and multiply it like 10 times or more. Like in this ayah, 700 times. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, يَحْسَبُ أَنَّ مَالَهُ أَخْلَدَهُ. This is very dangerous, dear brothers and sisters. If you have reached this point of life, that you believe that your money will make you last forever in this dunya, this is a very dangerous level, very dangerous level. يَحْسَبُ أَنَّ مَالَهُ أَخْلَدَهُ. You think that your money will make you last forever? It's not going to last you forever. When they put the deceased in the grave, as the Prophet ﷺ said, يَتْبَعُ الْمَيِّتِ ثَلَاث. 3 things will follow the deceased. One of them is his family and friends. The other one is his money. Because we notice this, and it's clearly that when somebody is famous and well-known and rich dies in our community, you see his janazah, huge, large. People come to do the last respect for him or her. When you see somebody with a small level of money and a small social status, you see small 5, 10 people come to pray and give the last respect to his or her soul. So subhanAllah, the Prophet ﷺ mentioned in the hadith, اغتنم خمسا قبل خمس. Take advantage of 5 things before other 5 will come and obliterate the 5. اغتنم خمسا قبل خمس. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, the Prophet ﷺ started with the most important one. He said, شبابك قبل هرمك. Take advantage of your youth before you become older and before you becomes harder for you to perform ibadah and to do other stuff. Because the youth, they're energetic, enthused, zealous, and they have high aspirations. And that's why they are the target. And they make songs to them, live while you're young, and other stuff. This is aqidah, by the way. Live while you're young. The youth, they know what I'm talking about. They make it like aqidah for them. This is one-time deal. Yes, it's a one-time deal. But make this one-time deal for the sake of Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala. اغتنم خمسا قبل خمس. Take advantage of your youth before you become older and you look at the era when you were a young man and you cannot do the stuff that you used to do during your youth time. Take advantage of your health before you are sick. When we go through phases of health, sometimes small sickness will make us incapacitate to do a lot of stuff. When you're healthy, you can come to the masjid, you can do your salah, you can do qiyam al-layl, you can walk, you can do a lot of stuff. So the Prophet ﷺ clearly is asking us, take advantage of your health before you become sick. And the Prophet ﷺ said, take advantage of your free time before you become busy. Take advantage of your free time before you become busy. Now if you have the time Go ahead, read the Quran, read books, educate yourself in Islamic knowledge. Make da'wah for the sake of Allah. Yesterday we had a kid, he's 20 years old, a white kid, came to the masjid. And he was asking us about Islam. He was asking questions. He did not declare his shahada yet, but he said, I believe there is one power, one God, and that's a good thing. Educate yourself, because we had like a panel and we answered his questions. Dear brothers and sisters, they ask questions, very tough questions, even for the scholar or even for the people who have really knowledge in Islam. They ask really tough questions. So we need to educate ourselves in our free time, educate ourselves of the Islamic knowledge, Islamic studies. And the Prophet ﷺ said, take advantage of your wealth before you become poor. Money comes and goes. Today you're poor, tomorrow you'll be rich. Today you're rich, tomorrow you'll be poor. Money comes and goes, so take advantage of this. And the Prophet ﷺ said, خير الصدقة أن تصدق وأنت صحيح شحيح تخشى الفقر وترجو الغنى. The best sadaqah you do is when you are not rich, not poor, you're in the middle, you hope you become rich, but you fear that you become poor. This is the best sadaqah for you. This is the best time to do sadaqah. And subhanAllah, when we started the process of doing sadaqah, it please comes to mind, your kids, you have a lot of expenses, you have this and that and that. Say, A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem, and do your sadaqah for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the Prophet ﷺ finally said, take advantage of your life before your death. Take advantage of your life, the whole life, before your death. In the day of judgment, dear brothers and sisters, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered the hellfire to appear, people would be very scared. Even the prophets and messengers, except our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he will say, Ummati, Ummati, my nation, my nation. But everybody will be scared. And people will say, as it was stated in Surah Al-Fajr, Ya laytani qaddamtu li hayati. This is the real life. Now you realize that this is the real life. Ya laytani qaddamtu li hayati. When he sees the fire, the hellfire, they will realize that this is the real deal. This is the real life. Ya laytani qaddamtu li hayati. So the Prophet ﷺ is advising us in this hadith to take advantage of our life before our death. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فيا فوز المستغفرين استغفر الله. الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على نبيه الذي اصطفى أما بعد. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, the Prophet ﷺ once put his hands on the shoulder of Abdullah ibn Umar and said, كن في الدنيا كأنك غريب أو عابر سبيل. Be in this life as a stranger or a traveler. Abdullah ibn Umar رضي الله عنهما used to say, إذا أصبحت فلا تنتظر المساء وإذا أمسيت فلا تنتظر الصباح واعمل من صحتك لمرضك ومن حياتك لموتك. If you are in the morning, don't wait until night. If you are at night, don't wait until the morning. And do good. It's the same meaning of the hadith. Before your sickness, take advantage of your health. Before your life, before your death, take advantage of your life. Why we're mentioning this, dear brothers and sisters in Islam? We mentioned those components, wealth, health, and free time, because we will be asked about them in the day of judgment. We will be asked about them. The Prophet ﷺ mentioned in the hadith, لا تزول قدم عبد يوم القيامة حتى يسأل عن أربع. Everybody will be asked, Muslims and non-Muslims alike, about four things in their life. What have they done during the lifespan? I gave you 60 years, 7 years of life. What have you done? Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, we should have an answer. Oh Allah, I spent my life for your sake. I spent the 60 years or 70 years or 80 years worshipping you. I was doing my salah on time. I was doing my Ramadan. Ramadan is approaching, alhamdulillah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us in the month of Sha'ban. And inshallah, we will reach Ramadan. So, your answer will be, I spent this life for your sake, O Allah. I spent my money for your sake. And the person will be asked about عن عمره فيما أفناه عن جسده فيما أبلاه. You will be asked about your body. What are you doing to your body? Subhanallah. The youth in this country, our youth, have problems with drugs, women, and other stuff. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this Jum'ah to protect our youth from getting into the drugs, getting into the haram relationship with girls, and the girls getting the haram relationship with boys. You will be asked about your body. What have you done to your body? You will be asked about your health. And the Prophet ﷺ said, لا تزول قدم عبد حتى يوم القيامة حتى يسأل عن عمره فيما أفناه وعن جسده فيما أبلاه وعن علمه ماذا عمل فيه. About your knowledge. Did you do zakat to your knowledge? There is a zakat to your knowledge. You know what it is? Is to convey the message of Islam to non-Muslims and to your kids and to Muslims. And finally, the person, every and each one, will be asked about the money. Where did you get it from? And how did you spend it? Where did you get your money from? Is it halal source? Is it haram source? Did you care about where to get the money? Did you care about the interest, the riba? They call it interest, but it's riba. Did you care about the riba? Did you get your money from interest? Did you get your money from halal source? That's question number one. Question number two, did you spend it in a halal way or in a haram way? You will be asked about this, about your life, about your knowledge, your body, and your money. And that's why it's important for us to talk about these things. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, خُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ مِنْ عَجَلٍ. Humans like things to be fast, accelerate. The little kid, if you ask the little kid, what do you want? So I want to become an adult. Fine, you're an adult now. When he becomes an adult, what do you want? I want to join the workforce and start making money and start to my family and stuff. When they start their family, what do you want? I want stability in my life and I want a good retirement. When they get retired, what do you want? I want to go back to my youth now. Subhanallah, خُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ مِنْ عَجَلٍ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us in the Quran, خُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ مِنْ عَجَلٍ. We like things to get quickly. We like to get things accelerated. And subhanallah. And as I mentioned in the first khutbah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed few people in this earth with the three components, and they succeeded to the max. Prophet Sulaiman alayhi salam. Prophet Sulaiman is a great example. He had the money, the health, the wealth, the free time, he has the power, he owned the whole entire universe. And Prophet Sulaiman alayhi salam, he said one thing. قال هذا من فضل ربي ليبلوني أأشكر أم أكفر. He said, this is a blessing from Allah to test me, to show thankfulness, or to test me if I am thankful to Him or not thankful. And subhanallah, Sayyidina Sulaiman, as we know, he had it all, and he controlled the whole entire universe. The Prophet ﷺ, once was talking to Amr ibn al-As, radiyallahu anhu. Amr ibn al-As became Muslim and he came to the Prophet and said, Prophet, I'm really sincere. I want to be with you and I want to fight for the sake of Allah and I want nothing but to be with you for the sake of Allah. Then the Prophet ﷺ said, when you go to war and you get the booty of war, you get money. He said, no, I don't want money. I just want to do it for the sake of Allah. The Prophet ﷺ said, نِعْمَ الْمَالُ الصَّالِحِ لِلرَّجُلِ الصَّالِحِ. نِعْمَ الْمَالُ الصَّالِحِ لِلرَّجُلِ الصَّالِحِ. It's okay to be a good man with the good money. نِعْمَ الرَّجُلُ الصَّالِحِ لِلْمَالِ الصَّالِحِ. نِعْمَ الْمَالُ الرَّجُلُ الصَّالِحِ لِلْمَالِ الصَّالِحِ. The Prophet ﷺ made a dua to Anas ibn Malik. Said, Allahumma akthir malahu wa waladahu wa barik lah. Anas ibn Malik, as it was narrated in the books, he lived over 100 years because the Prophet ﷺ made dua for him. He lived over 100 years. He had plenty of kids and he had a lot of money before he died. Of the barakah of the dua of the Prophet ﷺ. And the Prophet ﷺ said to Sa'd, أَن تَذَرَ ذُرِّيَّتَكَ أَغْنِيَاءَ خَيْرٌ مِّنْ أَن تَذَرَهُمْ عَالَةً. It's better to die in the state of being rich than die in the state of being poor, and your offsprings after you will struggle with life. It's better to leave some money for them, to leave them rich and not poor. So dear brothers and sisters in Islam, the Prophet ﷺ mentioned in the hadith, من أصبح منكم آمنا في سربه معه معافا في جسده عنده قوت يومه فكأنما حيزت له الدنيا. If you wake up in the morning, safe, your body is good, healthy, and you have the food for one day. Imagine this, dear brothers and sisters in Islam. Prophet ﷺ said, if you wake up in the morning, in a good health, safe, and you have the food for one day, كَفَكَأَنَّمَا حِيزَتْ لَهُ الدُّنْيَا. It's like you own the whole entire universe. Happiness, dear brothers and sisters in Islam, real happiness is to have a meaning in your life, is to be content of what you have. And don't look at the people who are higher in rank in the materialistic life than you. Real happiness is to be resilient after the time of hardship. Come back after the time of hardship. And real happiness is to have certainty of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I will conclude with this. Imran ibn al-Husayn, one of the Sahaba of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Imran ibn al-Husayn, he's the one who was talking to the angels. He did? Yes, he did. Imran ibn al-Husayn, one of the Sahaba, his specialty was he talked to the angels. And Imran, before he died, he had in his will told his family, when I die, when you put me in the grave, do not cry. When you go back, make a walima, make food, and celebrate my death. SubhanAllah. They said, how come? He said, I'm going to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm going to be a guest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Al-Kareem. And He knows that He's going from this dunya, this dunya with a lot of problems, to the akhirah with the na'im, with the everlasting bounties and blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات وللمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك يا مولانا سميع قريب مجيب للدعوات. أيها الإخوة والأخوات، اذكروا الله يذكركم واشكروه على نعمه يزدكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون وأقم الصلاة.